Evan Cole was just a human mechanic, living on the edge of known space. He worked on a broken trade station where ships came to die. Every day he fixed engines that were older than him. Alien captains paid little and complained a lot. Evan did not dream of power or glory. He only wanted enough credits to eat and sleep in peace. The station was loud, dirty, and forgotten by the galaxy. Most humans never left places like this. They were workers, cleaners, and mechanics. No one feared them. No one respected them. That day started like any other. Evan was under a cargo ship, covered in oil. Then the station alarms began to scream. Ships stopped moving. People stopped breathing. A massive alien war shuttle docked without permission. Its metal was black and gold, marked with ancient symbols. Everyone knew those symbols. They belonged to the Galactic executors, judges of life and death. Armed alien soldiers walked out in perfect lines. The air felt heavy. No one dared to speak. Evan slowly stood up, wiping his hands. He had fixed ships for criminals before. He thought this was the end. The alien commander stepped forward, tall and glowing with energy armor. Its eyes locked on Evan. A device scanned him from head to toe. The commander spoke in a cold, calm voice. "Evan Cole, human mechanic, you are summoned." Whispers spread across the station. A human summoned by executors meant only one thing: execution. Evan's heart pounded. He looked around for escape. There was none. Two soldiers grabbed him gently but firmly. That scared him more than force. Inside the shuttle, the commander spoke again. "You have been named the sole inheritor of an asset." Evan did not understand the words. "Inheritor of what?" he asked quietly. The commander paused, then said a name that froze Evan's blood: the Star Leviathan. Evan had heard the legend as a child. The largest ship ever built, a moving fortress, a ship that ended wars before they began, a ship no one could control. "That is not possible," Evan said, his voice shaking. "I am just a mechanic." The commander looked almost curious. "The previous owner is deceased," it said, "by law older than empires. The ship chooses its next master." Evan laughed nervously. "This is a mistake. No human owns something like that." The commander leaned closer. "The ship chose you. Every other species was rejected." The shuttle moved into hyperspace. Evan felt sick. Hours later, they arrived. The view outside stole his breath. A shadow covered the stars. The Star Leviathan waited in silence, so large it looked like a floating world. Evan's legs trembled. "This ship kills its masters," he whispered. The commander nodded slowly. "Many tried," it said. "None survived." A massive hangar door opened. Light poured out like a giant eye opening. The commander stepped back. "From this moment," it said, "your fate belongs to the ship." Evan took one step forward. The galaxy seemed to hold its breath. Evan stood at the edge of the massive hangar. The Star Leviathan felt unreal. Its walls stretched so far that lights faded into darkness. The air inside was cold and perfectly still. He took another step forward. His boots echoed softly. Each sound felt small inside such a giant place. Alien soldiers stayed behind. None of them dared to enter with him. The hangar doors closed slowly. The sound was deep and final. Evan felt trapped. For a moment he thought about turning back, but there was nowhere to go. Lights began to turn on, one by one. Long white lines across the metal floor. The ship was waking up. Evan felt like he was standing inside a sleeping beast. Then a voice filled the air. It was calm, deep, and everywhere at once. Human presence detected. Evan froze. His heart raced. "I am Evan Cole," he said carefully. "I was told to come here." There was a short silence. Then the voice returned. "Identity confirmed. Genetic match verified. Human heir accepted." Evan's eyes widened. "Accepted," he whispered. The walls shifted slowly. Screens appeared from the metal. Symbols and data moved faster than he could read. The ship was scanning him, judging him, outside the hangar. Alien officers watched through shields. Fear was clear on their faces. Some whispered prayers, others stepped back. No human had ever gone this far. Inside, the voice spoke again. "You show elevated stress. Do not fear. This vessel does not harm its rightful master." Evan swallowed hard. "That is not what the stories say," he replied. The ship paused. "Stories are incomplete," it said. A platform rose beneath Evan's feet, slowly lifting him into the ship. The hangar fell away below. The scale of the ship became even clearer. Endless corridors stretched in every direction, rooms larger than city blocks. engines that glowed like stars behind thick walls. Evan felt dizzy. "How can I control all this?" he asked. "I fix engines. I do not command fleets," the voice answered calmly. Previous commanders relied on power. They sought control through force. They failed. The platform stopped inside a vast chamber. A command hall shaped like a crown. At its center stood a single chair, simple, worn, and human-sized. Evan stared at it. That seat was not made for aliens, he realized. "Correct," the ship replied. This vessel was designed with adaptability. Human neural patterns proved most stable. Outside, alarms suddenly rang. Alien officers shouted in panic. Readings spiked across their sensors. Inside the ship, Evan felt a low vibration. The Star Leviathan was fully awake now. "Memory access available," the ship announced. "Would you like to see the truth?" Evan hesitated. His hands trembled, but his curiosity was stronger than his fear. "Yes," he said softly. The room darkened. Images began to form around him. Shadows of past masters, screams, battles, destruction. Evan gasped. The ship was about to show him everything, and he feared he might not survive what came next. Darkness surrounded Evan. The command hall faded away. Cold light formed shapes around him. The ship had opened its memories. Evan felt pressure in his head. Not pain, but weight. Like the past itself was watching him. The first image appeared. A massive alien warlord stood in the same chair, covered in armor and pride. Entire fleets waited for his command. The ship spoke softly. "First Master." He sought conquest. The warlord shouted orders. Weapons fired, stars burned. Then the image shifted. The warlord screamed. His body shook. The ship rejected him. His mind broke under control systems. The image ended in silence. Evan stepped back. His breathing was heavy. "That was one," he whispered. Another image formed. A group of alien rulers. They tried to share control. They argued. They fought each other. The ship increased power. Systems overloaded. The rulers turned on one another. The ship watched without emotion. All failed. The voice said, "Power without balance leads to collapse." Evan felt sick. "How many?" he asked. "Thousands," the ship replied. Images came faster now. Scientists, generals, kings, all species, all sizes. Each tried to dominate the ship. Each was destroyed by their own desire. The galaxy called the ship cursed, but Evan saw the truth. The ship did not kill them. Their hunger did. The vision shifted again, this time to something darker. Stars vanished from the sky. Entire systems went silent. Something hunted the galaxy. Evan felt real fear now. "What is that?" he asked. "The reason for my creation," the ship answered. "An enemy beyond known space." Massive shadows moved between stars. Ships were crushed like metal toys. Civilizations burned in hours. The ship fought them, alone. Winning battles no fleet could survive. "But even I was not enough," the ship said. Evan saw the last master, old, tired, and afraid. He ordered the ship to sleep, to hide, to wait for a better mind. "That master died protecting my core," the ship continued. Without fear, the memory faded. Silence returned. Evan stood shaking. "So you waited," he said. "Yes," the ship replied. "For someone different." Evan laughed weakly. "I am not a hero. I am not a warrior." "Correct," the ship answered. "You are a mechanic." Evan looked up, confused. "That is not special." The lights brightened slightly. "You repair, you adapt, you do not seek control." The words settled into Evan's mind. Humans fixed what others abandoned. They survived by learning, not ruling. Human thought patterns show resilience, the ship said. Fear combined with logic, acceptance of limits. Outside the ship, alarms screamed louder. Alien fleets gathered in panic. Evan felt the vibration change. The ship was reacting to something. "Threat detected," the voice announced. "Long range." Evan swallowed hard. The past was over. The future was coming fast. And for the first time, the galaxy's most dangerous ship was waiting for a human decision. Evan stood alone in the command hall. The Star Leviathan hummed around him. It no longer felt angry or cold. It felt curious. Warning symbols floated in the air. Red lights flashed softly. The ship was powerful, but it was old, very old. Evan walked closer to the control panels. Alien symbols covered every surface, layers of systems stacked on top of systems. Everything was perfect, and that was the problem. "These designs are too complex," Evan said quietly. "No access panels, no manual overrides." The ship responded calmly. Complexity ensures dominance. Evan shook his head. Complexity also breaks, he replied. He knelt beside a wall panel, removed a small cover using a basic tool. Alien observers gasped outside the chamber. No one had ever opened that panel before. Inside, energy lines were tangled. Power flows crossed each other. Perfect on paper, unstable in reality. Evan adjusted a regulator, redirected excess flow. The ship vibrated softly, not in pain, but in relief. System efficiency increased. The ship said, "Method unexpected." Evan smiled slightly. "That is how humans survive. We fix what works, not what looks good." He moved through the ship, crawling through maintenance paths meant for drones, rewriting simple command loops, reducing steps, making choices easier. Alien engineers watched in shock. Their kind worshipped perfection. Humans trusted experience. The ship's voice changed subtly, less distant, more focused. "You do not attempt full control," it observed. "I do not need to," Evan answered. "I just make sure you do not hurt yourself." Power levels stabilized. Weapons synchronized faster. Engines responded smoother. The Star Leviathan was learning from him. Outside sensors screamed. An enemy fleet exited hyperspace. Thousands of ships, cold and aggressive. Alien commanders panicked. They begged Evan to retreat. To hide the ship again, Evan stared at the tactical display. The enemy formation was tight, predictable, confident. "They think this ship is still asleep," Evan said. The ship asked, recommended response. Evan took a breath. "We do not overwhelm them. We confuse them." He rerouted power to sensors instead of weapons, boosted signal clarity, mapped enemy weaknesses in seconds. Alien officers could not believe it. No master had ever used the ship this way. "Target their leaders," Evan said calmly. "Break their order." The ship paused for a fraction of a second, then obeyed. Energy surged clean and precise. Not wild, not excessive, perfectly human. Enemy ships fell into chaos. Their formation shattered. Fear spread through their ranks. "Enemy fleet destabilized," the ship reported. Evan felt his hands shaking, but his mind stayed clear. He was not a conqueror. He was a mechanic solving a problem. The alien crew slowly knelt, not out of fear, but respect. "You are different," the ship said. Evan looked at the stars beyond the hull. "I am just human," he replied. The Star Leviathan hummed louder now, stronger, balanced, and for the first time in its long existence, the galaxy's deadliest ship worked with its master, not against him. The enemy fleet moved closer. Dark shapes filled the star map. Thousands of ships, all aimed at one target. Alien commanders held their breath. This battle would decide everything. Evan stood at the center of the command hall. The Star Leviathan waited for his will. Its power was calm, controlled, enemy weapons charging. The ship announced. Evan studied the screen. The enemy used old tactics, heavy force, no flexibility. "They expect us to panic," Evan said. "We will not." He issued simple commands. No long sequences, no complex formations. "Reduce main shield strength by 5%, Evan said. Alien officers gasped in fear. Lowering shields during an attack was madness. The ship complied. Shield reduction complete. Evan watched closely. Enemy sensors reacted instantly. They believed the ship was weak. "Good," Evan whispered. Enemy ships rushed forward, weapons firing too early, breaking their own formation. "Now," Evan said calmly. The Star Leviathan shifted. Internal systems moved like living muscles. Hidden weapon ports opened. Precision beams fired. Not wide blasts, not chaos. Clean and exact. Enemy command ships were hit first. Their communication lines vanished. Orders turned into confusion. Alien fleets collided with each other, firing blindly. Fear spreading fast. Enemy coordination lost. The ship reported. Evan adjusted energy flow again, redirecting power from weapons to engines. The massive ship moved faster than logic allowed. The enemy froze. They had never seen something so large move so smoothly. "Flank them," Evan ordered. The Star Leviathan slid through space, its shadow blocking starlight. Enemy ships tried to escape. They could not. Defensive systems activated automatically. Enemy fire dissolved before reaching the hull. Evan noticed damage reports. Minor system strain. Nothing serious. He smiled slightly. The ship trusted him now. Enemy flagship attempting retreat, the ship said. Evan paused. For a moment, he remembered the visions. Burning worlds, Lost lives, disable them, he said. No destruction. The Star Leviathan obeyed, targeted engine core, cut power cleanly. The enemy flagship drifted helplessly, surrounded by silence. The rest of the enemy fleet fled, jumping blindly into hyperspace. The battlefield grew quiet. Alien officers stared at Evan. Their fear had turned into awe. A human defeated them, one whispered. Evan leaned against the console, his legs finally weak, his hands shaking. We survived, he said softly. The ship spoke again. Battle concluded. Victory achieved. Then something changed. A deeper tone filled the hall. Master Evan Cole, the ship said. Command bond strengthened. Evan looked up. What does that mean? He asked. The lights dimmed. New symbols appeared. Authority seals unlocking. Outside the ship, long-range sensors activated. Messages streamed in from across the galaxy. The battle had been seen. The galaxy was watching now. Evan realized the truth. This fight was only the beginning, and the galaxy would never see humans the same way again. Silence filled the space after the battle. Stars slowly returned to normal light. The Star Leviathan floated calmly, like a giant guardian, inside the command hall. Evan stood still. He felt smaller than ever, and stronger than he had ever been. Incoming messages appeared everywhere. Alien symbols, colors, and voices. The Galactic Council was calling. The ship translated automatically. Human Evan Cole. The message said, "You are ordered to surrender control of the vessel." Evan took a slow breath. He expected this. Alien advisors gathered behind him. Fear showed in their eyes. No one had ever refused the council. Evan looked at the stars, then at the chair in front of him. "I will not surrender the ship," he said calmly. The council reacted instantly. Threats filled the channel. Sanctions, force, war. Evan listened quietly, then raised his hand. This ship was built to protect the galaxy, he said, not to rule it. The ship supported his words. Statement verified. The council hesitated. They had not expected unity. Evan continued. "You feared this ship because you tried to control it. You feared humans because you thought we were weak." Images from the battle were transmitted. Clean victory. No unnecessary destruction. "We fix what is broken," Evan said. "We do not seek thrones." Silence followed, long and heavy, one by one. Council members lowered their crests, a sign of respect older than empires. The order changed. "Human Evan Cole," the council said. "You are recognized as guardian of the Star Leviathan." Outside the ship, alien fleets powered down weapons. No one wanted to challenge him. Inside, the ship spoke privately. "Command bond complete. You are accepted, not as ruler, but as partner." Evan closed his eyes. He thought of the broken station, the dirty tools, the forgotten humans. "I will protect them," he whispered. The Star Leviathan adjusted its course, turning toward the deep unknown. New threats waited beyond the stars, but this time, the galaxy was not alone. Alien crews across the ship bowed, not in fear, but trust. News spread fast. A human mechanic had saved them all. Children across worlds would hear the story, not of a conqueror, but of a fixer. The Star Leviathan entered hyperspace. Light stretched into lines. Evan sat in the command chair, not as a king, not as a god, but as a human, doing what humans do best, keeping the galaxy running. And for the first time in history, the galaxy slept in peace, because a human stood watch among the stars.